Welcome back to my channel. Oh, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Why are you not doing anything spectacular? Anyways, so I made a video about a couple weeks ago, and I was telling you guys that there's like this really intense upper resistance line, a historical resistance line, and that's what was causing Bitcoin to fall, and that it needed to drop down to about 54, 55K in order to try again at this upper resistance. So we hit that 54, 55K. We had a little bounce, and then we fell, and we fell hard. What has happened though, because of that fall, we have gone negative on some higher time frames. What I'm talking about is calculus. So you can use the first and second derivative of a line to determine when there has been a change or when the local maximum or local minimum has occurred. So whenever you have a change from positive values to negative values, it means that that was the peak and now we're falling. So basically, the bigger the time frame is, the longer that fall or crash is going to be. So like Bitcoin went negative back in about November 15th on the 1 day. And that's when it was confirmed we were going to get our fall. That's what I posted the video just before then, that we were going to fall to like 54K. Since then, though, we've now gone negative on the 1 day, on the 2 day, on the 3 day candles, and also the weekly candles. The only thing we're still positive on the month is on the monthly candle. What does this mean? Last time this happened was the end of the run up from the beginning of this year, when it peaked out around April, started falling in May. During that time, Bitcoin went negative on the 3 day candles, and the crashes lasted for about 3 months. That was when we hit that 30,000 mark. Since then, because that was a full retrace, like Bitcoin had gone up, it had been flying for a long time, we came down, we hit a nice retrace, we were able to try our all-time high. What should have happened with this last run is we should have blown past that all-time high mark, but we didn't because of this, this historical resistance line. So we needed to do this retrace. But the difference is now that because Bitcoin has already fully retraced its initial runs from a long time ago, now basically Bitcoin, there's no marker, there's no lower limit on how far Bitcoin can fall, because we should have gone up and yet we didn't. So what that means is, yes, we could see a crash for a long time. I mean, this crash could be for months, it could be for a year, it could be for years. And there's no necessarily a bottom to this one. At least I can't predict it. There are some like strong support lines, so maybe one of those will be the floor of Bitcoin, and then we'd be able to go back up. I'm going to show you guys basically these patterns that I'm seeing so you can see them. And I'm also going to show you like what some potentially different scenarios would be. So if you want to graph these at your house, and you can look at it to see what's actually happening. That way you know, okay, are we actually going to go up, or are we still going to keep falling? So basically, because Bitcoin has gone negative on these higher candles, on these higher time frames, which means it's indication that Bitcoin has already peaked. Basically, we need a miracle in order for Bitcoin to go back up. So right now, it's not looking good, guys. I'm being honest with you. I mean, that's the whole purpose of this channel, is to let you know so that you can protect your assets, because there's a lot of market manipulation. There's a lot of whales who are out there, and they buy low, they sell high. They are creating these market trends. They're creating these resistances. So if you can ride with them, then that's great. It's like when they're getting money, you ride the up. When they're selling, you sell, or you short the market, just like they're shorting it. Because all of these organizations are still making money right now. They're playing the crash. They've been playing it. I showed you guys how to short the market in the last video. Let's get into technicals so you can see what I'm saying, and play safe, or take your profits, All right. Okay, so we are looking at a graph of Bitcoin to the US Tether, US dollar equivalent.
This is, let's go to the 1 day. So these are the 1 day candles. Let me just zoom out so you guys can see what's happening. So this was the run from the 2017-2018 run. This was the previous support line from that run. Bitcoin fell below this. I talked about this in the last video. And basically it struggled to get above this line. That's why, like, after the last run, it fell. And then this run, it is tried to get there. It couldn't cross it again, and got rejected hard this last time. So what I want to show you though is right here. So this is the first derivative. I just have the second derivative turned off. So the first derivative of the line, right? Basically on the 16th of November, this is when Bitcoin went negative. I think I posted the video around this time that Bitcoin was going down. And basically Bitcoin needed to hit that 54 mark. So you see, like here, it came down, it hit it, it went back up, but it couldn't sustain it, and then it fell hard. So the problem is now, so basically, right, when Bitcoin goes negative, it goes down. When Bitcoin goes positive on these higher time frames, it goes up. The problem is now that also on the higher time frames, we're also negative. So on the 2 day, we're negative. And on the 3 day, we just turned negative. And then also on the weekly, we're negative, okay? Doesn't mean we can't go back up, but what it does mean is that we basically need a miracle. So I wanted to show you the similarity between, so this was the run that started at the end of last year and kind of peaked out around April, May of this year. So when Bitcoin turned negative on the 3 day, that was when we got our big crash. So right now, Bitcoin has just turned negative on the 3 day. So we can expect, unless this goes back positive, we can expect to see also a big, long crash. Let's see, like the length of this crash. Well, we can go to like the bottom was 93 days. So that's 3 months. So yes, we could be seeing an equivalent of that. These red lines that I've drawn, these are support lines, okay? So like with this run, this was the previous support line, right? It hit it, it went up higher. But then it broke the support line. With the April, with this run, you see how actually was able to get back above the support line, but it couldn't hold. Like it tried, this line just was not holding. And then finally it fell, and it fell hard. So what we're looking at right now, this is this run's current support line. It broke, it fell hard. So what do we need to see? There's a couple options. So one option is that this comes back inside, all right? And we need it to create a support. Let me turn off this magnet. So basically, we need it to find support on this line. If Bitcoin is able to find support, then we're good to go, and Bitcoin is going to continue upward and have another attempt at this black line, okay? So that would be great, because when Bitcoin attempts it again, it should maybe be able to get above this time. And if it can get above, then it might be able to stabilize on top and then go higher. If this doesn't happen, what are we looking at? Okay, so that's one option. Let me delete these. Another option is if Bitcoin cannot find support on this line, then basically we are just going to fall. We're going to fall. Okay, that's what's going to happen. And the market's going to go down for months. Okay, so that's another option. Now, our last option that we have is if Bitcoin cannot actually even get above, so let me undo all these. So you see right now, Bitcoin is trying, you see like it broke the support line. It's trying to like retouch the support line. If it gets, basically if it touches the support line and cannot get inside, then it just gets rejected automatically. And then if that happens, then like from here, we already will see our fall. Okay. So those are 3 options. right now, the two that are the most likely is this one right here, where it gets rejected by this line and just falls, or the one where it comes up, tries a line, gets rejected, and then falls. So basically, we would need to see these higher time frames, like the weekly, the daily, we would need to see them go positive. If those go positive, then we could get that first scenario. Actually, let's keep that one red. Let me make a new one. So this was the first scenario, right? Where it bounces off and goes up. So for that one to happen, basically Bitcoin needs to go positive on either the 3-day, actually on all time frames, Bitcoin would need to go positive for us to get that first scenario where it finds supports and flies. So you can watch this yourself. Basically what you're looking for is what is happening. So you draw this line. I mean, to draw it, it's pretty easy to draw it. So I can delete this and show you guys how to draw it. I'm in tradingview.com. So you grab your little line tool here. You put it on the lowest point and then drag it up to the next one. And you want to turn on this magnet tool. Okay, the magnet basically is going to enter to snap your line to the closest open, high, low, or close values. So you see how this line is kind of floating in the air? We want it to connect. You see there? It connects automatically. It snaps onto that one. And then you want to find the lowest point. It's like here, that one's not actually the lowest. It's this one.
All right, well, that is all. I hope you guys liked the video. So yeah, if I'll be back on to talk crypto when these indicators finally change and it looks like we're ready to go back up. But until then, yeah, enjoy life. Remember, don't invest more than you're willing to lose, and take care. See you guys next time. Bye.